We are back. We apologize for the delay. We actually had we managed to find out what was happening. Apparently, one of the players is having technical issues with the computer, so we've swapped out a computer, and we should be getting to go very, very soon. So that's what was happening. That was why we were having a delay. We did actually have a time during that little downtime to talk to some of the players. I did talk. We can see. I can actually see Numbani stood over there, for example, talking strategy with his team, for example. So they're actually like preparing. Like, these teams are actually starting to take it seriously. I was also talking to Vonethil, saying like, which of you is going to win it? All 3 days in a row. Vonethil was very certain, I'm going to win it.
He's
all 3
very
days.
confident.
He wants to get going. He wants to start playing. And they're actually talking strategy. Like, listening to the teams talking, they're talking like, what maps do you not want to play on? What maps do we ban? What maps do we pick? What do you want to play on? What role are you going to take? So they're really getting into it. They're really talking strategy with the teams. It's also nice to see that they're talking with the Italian community members. And most of these professionals that we have here don't speak Italian. So, these guys are all communicating in English. And it's nice to see that they're communicating as well. Like, they should be warmed up and ready to go, ready to talk to each other. Because talking to each other, of course, is so important in Overwatch. So important.
Oh, definitely. And like you said, because these guys obviously play a lot of computer games, and that just really helps them develop their English language. And it's surprising just how well people speak English just through playing computer games.
It always blows me away.
For those of us that grow up speaking the language, those of us in the UK and America and any other place around the world where you speak English as a first language, it probably doesn't mean that much to you. But I don't know, it always impresses me. It's crazy just to think these guys speak more than one language. It's something that I envy very much, that I'd like to do one day.
Yeah,
but I'm lazy, so I probably never
I
will.
tried learning a second language. I was absolutely abysmal at it. So I think that language part of my brain just doesn't work in other languages, unfortunately. I was always more a child of the sciences myself, so it's always been more that side of thing, that side of my brain.
I know, I've been the same. Well, I say the sciences. I more mean the not really paying attention in school and playing computer games.
Yeah, that's a very active part of my brain as well. That's putting it lightly. Looks like teams are still setting up, though, and I'm going to be curious to see, will we see a 2-0? I think, judging by what we saw in the first one, we might see a 2-0.
From the performance, I think from the first one is a good chance. But then again, like I said, it might just be that playing Hanamura tilts that team. I mean, 2-point capture maps for me in general, I know when I queue into a competitive game and a capture point map, 2-point capture map comes up,
Welcome
I'm very
to
much...
Oh God!
Yeah, I very much get put on tilt. I mean, Volskaya does it to me more than any other map. I loathe Volskaya. I would rather play any other map in the pool but Volskaya, which fortunately I don't think any of the teams. We're definitely not going to see it in this first game anyway. I don't know if we'll see it at any point today.
Yeah, it did overhear like when the teams were talking about map picks. I did hear I don't want to play Volskaya. So I imagine the teams are going to ban Volskaya. Unfortunately, we don't get to see the pick ban process. I'd like to see what the teams do ban out. I'd also actually be interested to see if. I think that one tactical thing the teams could try and do is ban out King of the Hill. King of the Hill is like the most deathmatchy style of Overwatch. It's very much built around, if your carries have that individual skill. It's where an individual carry can really shine. And when you've got players like Cypher hanging around, you don't want to put him on Genji on a control map, because he's going to take over the game in such a big way. I mean, he was doing that against pro-level teams. If he's doing that against community members, he could really, really take over one of these games. And I think Kenzie can do the same, just a McCree player. McCree Tracer is usually where he sort of lies for Anox. So very, very solid team on those maps.
I would expect it to bring out the Tracer, I think, more than the McCree. Tracer is, as much as McCree is definitely a good pick on control maps, I think Tracer is the dominant force. Tracer or Genji. Like, Cypher's a very strong Genji player, and I imagine he'll do a lot of work. But if you can play Tracer to a high level, that's what you want to be pulling out on control. She's absolutely devastating. She can, if played well at the right time, she can 1v6 the whole team.
Yeah.
She doesn't need a small distraction, because if everybody turns to kill her, her tiny, squishy self will get exploded. But I think we're finally going into this game.
Yeah, and it looks like we will be setting up. So, by the way, if you are curious, by the way, the teams are sort of wearing jerseys that do represent the colors. Each pro has got a color. So, for example, Numbani is on the gray team. I think Hal is on the... Actually, I'm not sure what color bib Hal is wearing.
What is going to get confusing is when the grey team or the black team start playing and they're still going to be red and blue in-game. But we'll deal with that when we get to it.
I'm pretty sure Bianco means white.
Bianco. Oh, so yeah, they are the white team.
So Hal is going to be on the white team, and Midna, I think, is on the blue team. Of course, the blue team right now is playing red.
On the red side.
I'm having flashbacks to when I had to cast Northern Gaming red against Northern Gaming blue, and they were on opposite team colours.
All right, well, I'll tell you what. We could overcome this by referring to them by their Italian names. So Josh, why don't you take us through what Squadra Bianco are running for us?
I'm sure we're going to murder this Italian language, and I feel so bad if you do understand Italian, but it looks like we have Hobbit on the Ana, Freaky Ricky back on that Roadhog. We have Hal once more on the Zarya, good to see that. Says on the Genji, Dallasar once more on Reinhardt, and Manzo, I'm just going to call him Manzo on the Lucio. And what is Squadra Blue running?
I like Manzo. So Squadra Blue, who are the red team, our attacking side here, have got Midna once again on the Reinhardt, so he's sticking to the Reinhardt pick. We've got Fighter once again on McCree, who did very well on that last game. We've got Cabal on Roadhog. Lilo has now switched from Mei to a Reaper. We've got Pool 900 on the Lucio and Cyranox on the Ana.
And it looks like we're running from a standard defensive position, just staying on top of Big Earl's Diner there. Freaky Ricky juking back and forth, looking for a pick, running an Ana comp there. And it actually looks like Squadra Blue are going to be running the sort of the Beyblade comp, as it's become known, the Reaper and combo. So going to be looking to set up that. And actually, Lilo already in the back does get picked off there, though. Hal spotting Mountain does manage to get the kill very early. So Reaper not going to be there. That's a lot of damage, actually. Not going to be going onto the barrier, for example. And that's actually going to just open it up.
That was a very over-aggressive play that really has lessened the red assault here, but they still seem to be pushing down. No, the blue team are dropping down onto them.
Hal almost gets caught out there by Fighter. The flashbang does land, but no! Freaky Ricky lands the hook, takes Fighter down, so looking real good right now for the defense. Midna forced back a little bit still on that Reinhardt, getting chased down by Dallasar. He can only just keep his barrier up. Says trying to juke back and forth. He's got to try and clean up here. Can he get out? That ball, Lucio just retreating. It looks like he actually let him go, so Lucio surviving a little bit longer. Freaky Ricky actually picking up another kill on Lilo. Lilo swapping off the Reaper, going onto that fire pick to try and dislodge him for the high ground, but Freaky Ricky was ready and waiting. And from these community members, like Freaky Ricky has been playing super, super well, so it's great to see him having an outstanding performance for a community member.
No, definitely. And we've had Lilo switch up from the Reaper, has now switched onto a Tracer. So let's see if he can have himself a bigger impact on this game with this Tracer pick.
So they are just jockeying back and forth. The Fighter actually getting rid of Manzo as well, so no Lucio here for the attacking team. There is a Graviton Surge, 5 people sucking it, and there's a Nano Boost sucking it as well, so that Nano Boost not getting any value. There goes the Earth Shadow though, so it does manage to catch a few people, but it's just not enough. Hal picking up kill after kill after kill. Looks like he will have enough damage here to clean it up with Dallasar just swinging away. This poor Roadhog goes down. Cabal just getting cleaned up there, and oh, poor Tracer, no, just get out of their love. You can't engage that. There you go.
No,
nice and safe.
Off. Now, I feel like maybe they wasted a couple of ultimates there when they were caught in that Graviton Surge. And Nano Boost is never really a counter to a Graviton Surge.
I imagine maybe the Nano Boost came out and then he just called him in the Graviton Surge, but getting 5 people as well in the Graviton Surge just must have felt so, so good for Hal there. Hal definitely putting his stamp on this match so far. And there's High Noon. Can Fighter find the targets? Gets 1, gets 2. Barrier goes up though, does save Dallasar, but that's an absolutely great start to this fight. Midna also gets a kill on Dallasar as well, so Midna cleaning up on the front line. Looks like they will be able to get this payload all the way to the end. Hal just cleaning on for dear life, but does go down. Freaky Ricky come out now. Might be too little too late. I believe, yep, Lilo gets the bomb on him and cleans up that Roadhog, so they will take the first point and will start advancing through this more sort of streets phase of Route 66.
Well, this is already going a lot better for them than the first game. They're not getting held at the very first checkpoint. They've managed to push through, and like you say, they're now onto the streets phase. Do you think anything should be changed up here, or should they just keep doing what they're doing?
I think they should just stick with what they're doing so far. I mean, if it's worked so far, then just stay on it. And also, you've got to be careful when you are changing heroes. You do lose their ultimate charge. That said, they have to be so careful right now. Hal is ready and waiting with a Graviton Surge, and with the way that the team is moving, all in a big group. And that's not too surprising. You know, if you're unfamiliar with your teammates, you want to be moving in that big group. But when you are moving like that, it makes you so vulnerable to a Graviton Surge. Dallasar is also going to be ready. And here it comes. There's a Graviton Surge. Catches all 6 people. So much damage coming out here. There is the Lucio save, though. There is the ult coming out. Dallasar actually manages to clean up as well with the counter Earth Shadow, and it has the Nano Boost on him. So he's just swinging away, getting kill after kill after kill. And that was so decisive for Squadra Bianco on the defending team.
Absolutely devastating. Have they got any ultimates left on the attacking side now? We've got a Nano Boost ready to go. We've got nothing left for the defense, though. So this could be the advantage that the attacking team have. They're going to have a McCree ult up pretty soon, and they've got the Nano Boost ready to go. Do you think that could be enough?
It might be, but they're going to struggle. Lilo actually does manage to take out Says. I thought that they were going to get Manzo as well on the Sorry, not Manzo, get Paul 900 on the Lucio, a little bit vulnerable there. Lilo actually managed to teleport in behind, is dealing a lot of damage there. Might get picked up. There's Midna though with the nano boost. Can Midna get any results? No! Freaky Ricky with the whole hog will just blast him away. It's a really good way of just keeping that nano boost of Reinhardt unavailable to do the damage he wants to. Midna getting a good kill there, picking off Dallas. Fight actually getting a lot of damage done with this McCree, and it's actually looking like they might make it to the end here. Just poor Hal left on his own, will get forced back there, will get sort of nosed back, and Midna's in a really solid position just to land some damage out in the open there. So looking real good for this offensive team right now. They are pushing forward, and actually Fighter's in a good position to be able to catch people coming out of the spawn. When you do lose momentum here, it is so hard to get back out.
Well, it looks like this could secure the point for them. They are almost onto the checkpoint now. Lilo getting a double kill is going to secure it for them, I feel, here. Although they've still got the Roadhog left, but he goes down to the Reinhardt hammer.
Yeah, Midna just swinging away nice and happily there. That's where you want to be as a Reinhardt. When the fight has broken up in many different directions, you're just stood in the middle of it, swinging that big hammer around, getting tons and tons of damage done. It's also just a great way of building up your ultimate, getting ready for the next fight. And they actually do have a really nice resource ready for the next fight as well, with Paul 900 being ready with that Lucio ultimate. So we'll be able to use a sound barrier to engage. And Lilo is also going to be ready with the Death Blossom. Wouldn't be surprised to see Cyronox just, you know, try and get as much healing done as possible, try and get a little bit of damage done, get that nano boost ready, and then if they engage properly with the Lucio, with the Reaper, that could deal so much damage and really take over this next fight.
Well, we've almost got a sound barrier ready to go on the defensive side, which could be a good counter for it, which may help them shut down that boosted Reaper if that's how they choose to go. But we'll have to wait and see what happens.
Oh my god, Hal gets another great Graviton Surge, but Lilo actually counters with the Death Blossom, does actually manage to take Hal out, and that might have bought them some time, but Dalasar gets a great Earthshatter, gets two with it, the nano boosted Roadhog, not quite getting the value he wants here, firing shell after shell after shell, but the nano boost wears off, like the stun was just too good. Fighter though does actually start cleaning up in the back. Fighter is outstanding on Team Blue at the moment, really doing a good job here with the McCree, gets two beautiful headshots on Manzo, will take out that Lucio, will keep this payload moving, and this is such a difficult point to push to the end to, like the respawn is so near. Can Fighter get the Deadeye, can he get the value? Might just get one. Yes, he gets one, he gets two, he gets the Anna as well. So no, well, limited healing now coming out for the defending team as they do start pushing forward. There's poor Freaky Ricky left on the ground, but the sound barrier is up, just keeping people alive that little bit longer. It looks like they might have just secured it for themselves. Can Fighter actually get on Manzo once again? Yes, he does, and he's actually pushing the payload. They're going to be safe. But doesn't roll in. It just rolled in. Well done, Fighter. Congratulations there. Well played by Squadra Blue.
That was a good, impressive finish there for them at the end. Not the fastest time in the world. They've only got 42 seconds left on the clock. But we'll see what the blue team or the white team, just to confuse things as much as possible, can do. Now it's their turn to attack. Do you think we'll see similar team compositions? We're already seeing a Mei from Lilo on the defensive side.
Yeah, that's like as I said before. So Mei, for example, can be very good on this first point if they do try and take the tunnels. If they do try and make use of those tunnels, Mei's also very good for repositioning very quickly. But that generally takes a lot of coordination to be able to do that. So you can use Mei to like lift your teammates back up on top of Big R's after a fight, get in position once again, nice and quickly, and be prepared for the next engage in good time. But that takes a lot of coordination. Like I said, if you get that wrong, then you can wall off your own teammates, and that never feels good.
No, that certainly does not feel good. Right, we're about to have the teams locked in. Let's see if they stick with this for the preparation phase. Well, the defensive team, I think we can pretty much be secure with. So, on the defending side, we have got Midna sticking to his Reinhardt, Cernox sticking to the Anna, Cabal still on the Roadhog, Fighter still on the McCree, Paul still on the Lucio, and it's just the Lilo changing it up to a Mei.
And it looks like Squadra Bianco opting for basically a dive comp here. They do have the Zarya, the Winston, and the Genji, so looking to get really aggressive there, and then they're probably going to keep the two supports and the Reinhardt on the payload, advancing it forward. So good to see like a tactical approach coming out here for Squadra Bianco. It worked for them, I believe. Yeah, it was working for them earlier. Can it work for them now? Freaky Ricky, I'm actually looking to see a lot get a lot done. He looks really good on the Roadhog, so can he get much done on the Winston? We'll see. Winston, one of those characters that's more a tactical approach, I guess, more in terms of theory, like how do I engage, how do I disengage, more planning, less Twitch skills. So going to be interested to see if Freaky Ricky can deliver on that on top of the Twitch skills we've already seen out of him going forward. And can Ser start cleaning up on this Genji is the big question I have to ask.
Well, we'll have to wait and see. We've not seen much from him yet, but they're out of the gate and they're onto the payload. But we're not going to see much until they get around that first bend. You always get a nice free push at the start of Route 66.
Standard defensive positions right now, though. It looks like Lilo being aggressive, but like I said, Mei can very easily get back on top of Big L, so no big problem with Mei being down there. Looking to try and split someone off. Has managed to put it off Freaky Ricky here on the Winston, but of course, it's Winston. He can just get in and out, and he's actually gone in on his own at the moment. Gets a lot of damage done, but I think Genji's already pulled out, so he has to be careful. No, he gets taken out there. Cabal on the Roadhog lands the damage. Sez does jump up to try and join him, but will get taken out. Will jump back and will retreat in good time. Sez going back in. Midna actually very, very low. Does start to drag Reinhardt away, but will get taken out by Hal there, so advantage already for the offensive team. Fighter getting dangerously low, but no, Hal goes down, gets cleaned up there. I think took a lot of damage from Lilo there, from that Mei. It looks like actually Sez is starting to get free reign up here, starting to focus down on the supports, and without Winston helping him, he can deal a lot of damage. It looks like no Fighter, once again, cleaning up the threats, getting rid of that Winston, and he might have just bought them even more space and bought them more time.
Oh, definitely. That fight started off with which felt like a bit of a miscommunication. The Genji went in first. That's not what you want. You want your Winston to be jumping up there first, and then the Genji follows up. And then together they call targets and they focus down those that need to die. But sadly, the Genji ended up going in first, and they were a bit disconnected there, and I think that's where the fight started going wrong right from the start.
You can see Lilo. Lilo is in position right now, looking for the Blizzard at the moment. It's looking really good for the defensive team because of that early advantage. There goes Genji, though, with the Dragon Blade, and we also hear a high nuke come out. There's the deflect, trying to get onto Fighter, but of course Fighter can just wait. Takes out Dallasar, so Reinhardt's going to be down. That's actually a lot of protection gone in this fight as they do start to jump back forward. Fighter not quite finding it. Yes, he does. He lands the shot, takes out Sez. There's one of the major threats gone from that team. Freaky Ricky is in a real bad place right now. You do not want to be in a Roadhog's face as Winston. He's trying to get out of that as quickly as possible. But this assault has basically gone nowhere, and they basically use a single ult. No, they use two ults for that. They use Fighter's High Noon, and they use Lilo's Blizzard there to actually just secure that win. Looking real good for them right now. They've still got tons and tons of resources in the tank, and I think they can hold it that little bit longer.
There was a huge delay there as well, with Freaky Ricky ending up so far in the back. It was a long time before he managed to die, and so he's got to respawn and set him back, so that's just even more time. And they're really looking like they're going to successfully hold this for a little while longer. Like you said, they've got big ult advantage here coming into this fight.
Yeah, and one thing that they used before, like there goes the Graviton Surge. This is what I actually wanted to talk about. Actually, everyone's in it. Freaky Ricky doing a lot of damage there with that Winston, so does manage to get a lot of kills very early. He says coming in with the cleanup, gets a double kill for himself, and we do see Howard on the higher ground taking out Lilo. Lilo should go down in good time, and this is looking really good. This is looking much better. They should be able to push it to the end of the first point here. I was actually really worried that they wouldn't be able to get the value off that Graviton Surge. With Sez using the Dragon Blade in the previous fight, there's just limited resource to do, but Freaky Ricky got in there, did a lot of damage. Sez just dashed back and forth through it, got a lot of killing power out of that, and they did manage to clean up, take over that first fight. Can they push through the second point, though? It's going to be difficult going into 4 ultimates.
Yeah, well, they still have those 4 ultimates. I kind of felt like we gave them a bit of the caster's curse there. Said that they looked like they could hold, but sadly they didn't manage to get off any of the ultimates that they had available there. So let's see if they can do a little bit better in the streak stage as we start poking back and forth here at the shields.
Yeah, and I mean, this is dangerous time for when one team has a Roadhog and the other team doesn't. That barrier just goes down so quickly with the Reinhardt there. The Sleep Dart actually hits Cabal, so Cabal not going to be a big part of this fight, but I do see another boost on Midna, but it looks like we're going to be watching Sez instead. Dragon Blade comes out. What can he find? Goes after one target. Will get him. Yes, down goes Fighter. Huge threat so far on this team. Down goes Paul 900. That's a double kill for him. Can he go back and save the rest of his team, though? Does seem to have this Ana in his sights. Can't quite find the target just yet. There's a lot of damage coming down. It's getting a bit low, but Midna's there to save him. Midna's there to support. Will have to try and dash it. Now he's actually stuck on his own. He's got to get away. Got to try and get out of here and try and stay alive. He's only on 9 hit points, the poor lad. He's going to try and go for the helmet. No! Midna cuts him off right before he gets there. Will go down. Well played by Midna. Great read there. Great prediction.
Once again, a huge delay on a key member of the attacking side there. So I'm not sure what we can do. The fight still seems to be going on, though. This fight just won't stop. We just had a huge earth shatter, which I think is going to shut them down.
Although Dallas actually has a lot to say about that. Swings his hammer in, does take down Midna. Midna looked like in a really good position there to do a lot of damage. Got a good shadow, but just no follow-up behind it. Fighter still doing a lot of damage there with that McCree. Got to keep an eye out for him. Got to keep an eye on what he's doing. It looks like they're starting to reinforce. So Fighter actually caught out on a little bit on his own, but is there anyone actually trying to deal with him at the moment? He's getting a lot of damage down on Dallas. Does find Manzo there, but doesn't actually have the follow-up. Doesn't have the kill shot there. Will just fire this high noon into that barrier. So a lot of damage into the barrier, but not quite getting any kills off the back of that. That's not too uncommon. There's a Graviton Surge coming out of Hal, though, and does actually manage to catch a lot of people in it. So how many kills can they get? They just get Fighter so far. And actually expecting a lot more to come out of that, but Paul 900 going down, that's a lot of healing got done. Cabal buying a lot of space. There's the Blizzard as well, but not the greatest synergy in the world, having a Blizzard and a whole hog going off at the same time. Of course, you just knock everyone out of the Blizzard. That's not what you want to see. And it looks like Squadra Bianco, the white team, will be advancing forward. That's Hal's team just slowly making their way through this map, but they're definitely not making the same time that it looked like Squadra Blue were actually managing to pull off there.
Oh, definitely. Well, they've definitely secured this checkpoint. They're on it now, and they've got 1 minute 50 seconds left to finish out the game. So even if they do finish it out, I very much doubt they're going to beat the time. So if they do finish out, we're going to be left with a very even game going into the next round.
And there we go, we do see Hal just soaking up that fire strike. Of course, it's one of the things you have to be careful of when you're playing Reinhardt is launching fire strikes out of Zarya. You do just sometimes just charge her up a little bit, and that can be a little bit disastrous, especially when you've got a Zarya as decisive as Hal has been so far. Dallasar doesn't find the Earth Shatter he wants, tries to charge him. Midna just counter Earth Shatters, gets a lot of damage out there. Fighter actually fired off the high noon as well, gets Hobbit, so Hobbit goes down there. Midna now swinging left, right, center, gets so much damage done, no one's finishing him off. He's on half hit points and no one's killing him. He's just killing absolutely everyone. Says trying to get damage with the Dragon Blade, does manage to find it. Hal cleans him up there. Can Says start cleaning up the rest of this fight? No, picked up by Cabal, but no, Cabal doesn't have the shot to kill him off, and Cabal will go down to Hal there. This is looking real good right now as they start advancing to the point, but I do think Squadron Blue, which is ironically the red team, will have time to actually reinforce before they get all the way to the end here.
Yes, it's always a horrible feeling when you hook someone on Roadhog to find that you've got no shells left in your shotgun and you pull them in just to reload in their face.
Hal is looking actually ready to go here. There's a Gravital Surge, gets 3, just a Genji dashing all the way through it, gets easy kills there for him, and it's looking so solid right now. Midna should go down in good time. There's a nano boost as well. Midna's still staying alive. You've got to be careful he doesn't get frozen in this blizzard, of course. Has to be a little bit cautious about that. Why don't you just go punch him? Just go punch him. Midna's on no hit points. Just finish him off. There we go. Midna goes down, explodes in dramatic fashion. There's Hal landing all the damage. Tracer now just trying to buy time, but no, Hal finds him, takes him out. Can this Roadhog do anything? No! Gets shut down there. Dallasar with the clutch Earthshadow will stop that offensive coming out, and it looks like so good right now. Says gets another Dragon Blade, does find Cyranox there, will take out the Ana. Dallasar just finishing off the Lucio, and they are starting to kill and starting to trickle in right now. I don't think this May is going to buy too much time. There's the ice block, a couple more seconds. Can they make it all the way to the end?
There's only Anna's come up. She's not going to get out there in time to stop this, and there we have it. Some fantastic play from Hal there at the end, easily carrying his team to the final checkpoint with some great projected barriers and some fantastic damage put out onto the enemy.
So what's interesting is the time remaining was 3 seconds. So they do actually still get that extra time, but unfortunately it gives 57 seconds to the enemy team. So we will see the team with the lower amount of time attack first. I do believe that's how it works, if I remember correctly, although it's very easy to get it wrong. Yes, it is how it works. So 1 minute to push this payload as far as they can, but the other team has one. I actually believe they have a little bit longer than the 1 minute 39 that it says there, if I can actually read it.
It is. What did I say? 1 minute 39.
I do believe they will get a little bit, perhaps, of extra time there. Did they have more than 1 minute 30? Did they have 1 minute 39 before it reset?
Both teams get the same amount of time added on, and it does add on at the same time.
Okay, so well they have a good 39 seconds. So that's about one more engage. In 1 minute, you can generally get one solid engage and then one kind of rushed engage if you can get back to the point fast enough. With 1 minute 39, you basically bought yourself another big fight. You bought yourself a little bit more space, more time to build those ultimates up, of course, and more time to sort of seize the advantage, get that payload a little bit farther, because this is a full payload map. It's just a matter of distance here. It's just a matter of getting, and I reckon it's all going to come down to, can you get it past Big Isles? If you can get it past that first major sort of block, that first major choke point, you're going to see a lot of good results there.
And the mind games have already started with Freaky Ricky on the Junkrat, blowing himself up before switching to the Bastion. The offensive Bastion, it's coming out again.
No, it's not. He's gone to Winston.
Oh, he's gone to Winston.
He's broken our hearts. I was hoping to see a Killdozer, hoping to see Bastion on there. El Presidente entering the room with a Reinhardt in front of him, just protecting him, keeping him safe. But no, we're not going to see it. We're going to see the dive comp come out once more. It kind of worked before, though. They have to get that dive nice and coordinated, just focus the same target. You get that Winston in, you get the Genji in at the same time, just pick someone off. There they go in. And actually, it looks like they're on point at the moment. It looks like they managed to regroup in good time, so just disengage, back off. You've got a lot of good damage. There we go. No one's actually dying. Anna with a really good grenade there will block a lot of healing. Fighter has to be a bit careful now, getting hunted down. Does get a lot of damage into Freaky Ricky. Can they finish him off? Midna not quite finding him. Says comes in behind, takes down Fighter. So pivotal so far in these fights. But the payload's moving all this time. They're actually getting a lot of good distance here on the payload, and if they keep it rolling in overtime, they can get even more and even more. And it's starting to snowball right now with Says finding a lot of damage, though. That's a very fast and early Earthshadow coming out of Midna right now. He's swinging away, swinging for the benches at the moment. Can he find the kills, though? Is the big question. Lilo also actually looks like he's going to get Hal here, and there's a nano boost coming out as well on both sides. So both Reinhardt swinging against each other right now, just dealing so much damage. Hal still staying alive, though, on this area, trying to get that payload moving forward. And it's really actually looking good for them right now. They got it a good distance, but overtime sticking in. They've got to stay on this point.
Yeah, they've got to stay on it now. Any moment that they leave the payload, it's going to be game over for them. Let's see if they can get to the first checkpoint here. Lilo is making sure they don't know with a little cheeky wave.
Love the wave. Love the wave, love seeing that coming out. But that's actually a pretty good distance coming out for 1 minute. Getting it past that first major choke point just right in front of Big L's there is actually bigger than you would expect. Like, that's where you see most teams generally stop for the first time. That's where they generally get held up. So if the defending team now can actually hold on that first choke point and just keep them back for a little bit longer, they can actually take this. This could actually be really, really good for them. So very impressive stuff there. Very good. Seizing the early advantage there by Says on the Genji and by Freaky Ricky on the Winston. Managed to sort of snowball off the back of killing Fighter, who's been so pivotal so far. Well played by them.
Yeah, they played very well. Like you said, they just left Howl on the payload, so the entire time that they were skirmishing around Big Earls, on Big Earls, the payload was just kept moving forward, and that really helped them get some good distance there. And it might actually be quite difficult for them to hold them. Squadra Bianco could go down, and this could go to 1-1.
Yeah, that would be actually great to see. It looks like both teams, as they are setting up, are both going to be running the Reaper. And I really want to see if they can get the Beyblade working. If the Reaper is good enough, if he can build his ultimate fast enough, then it could be absolutely huge here. You have 1 minute 39, so you have about 3 engages to play with, maybe 2 and 1 rush one, or maybe, you know, you take the first engage and then you rush the second one and get your ultimates up, and then you have a big, big proper fight. But I've been impressed so far to see some of these players come out and actually do a really solid job. Fighter especially, Freaky Ricky especially, Says has also been doing a lot of good so far. Both teams running Beyblade kind of take it over, and actually Fighter on the Tracer as well, so going to be interesting to see what they can find with this Tracer. I've never heard Tracer in Italian, and that's incredible.
I've been really looking forward to this because everything is obviously in the Italian language. The voiceovers are specifically something that I want to hear.
You know, I love that. I don't know if you've like played around with that at all and listened to some of the foreign language packs, but they are actually really impressive. Freaky Ricky reaches out with a hook, doesn't actually make anyone. Says actually in a really solid position right now, looking to get a pick, hoping that someone comes up and meets him. Fighter now poking in from behind, just a little bit of damage, just playing it careful so far, just drawing attention back while the payload does keep rolling forward. It's not contested just at the moment. There we go. It's Contesso at the moment, so they are starting to play forward. But Reaper's actually in a good position here, coming in the back with Trace. They could get a lot of damage out there. Freaky Ricky goes down early. Lilo building up a nice head of steam there on that Reaper, getting a lot of damage done. 56% so far already, and still alive, still shelling out damage, fighting Hal in the back. Lilo takes another kill, so Lilo looking really solid right now. Can he hunt down Says here? That looks like Dallas are also going down. Fighter getting a pulse bomb nice and early. This is looking so solid for them. The payload is rolling forward. They only have to get into that golden box of joy, which is literally right in front of them right there. And if they make it there, they have evened this up 1-1.
I really hope they can do it, and it's really looking like they can here. Fighter on this Tracer has done a lot of work, and yeah, there we go.
Lilo was so good there. He looked so solid there. He managed to get a very, very fast death bottom there, managed to clutch it out at the end, stopped any reinforcements coming in, and they have evened this up 1-1 so far. That was really impressive coming out of Route 66, and it's nice to see, you know, these different playstyles sort of start emerging. So Squadron Blue, who were, unfortunately and confusingly perhaps, the red team, they managed to even up 1-1.
Yeah, they did very well. Like after a very decisive loss for them on the first map on Hanamura, they've come back to bring it back to 1-1 with some really good play.
Oh man, that's what you want to get. You want to get that nano boost when everyone's just held right in front of you in the Graviton Surge, and you were Reinhardt. You just start swinging and swinging and swinging. Oh, poor Lilo couldn't dodge that fire strike either. So down there.
Everybody's waving in this game. Everybody's waving today.
I love the cheeky waves.
What a play of the game.
Absolutely love it. So well done there. Holy moly. That was really, really good to see. And it's nice to see these teams actually running like meta comps as well, like seeing the Beyblade comp, the Reaper, and combo popping up. Like, we didn't actually get to see it go off there, but that's just because Lilo got so much advantage so quickly and so early that they didn't need the Ana ult. He literally managed to Death Blossom, get 2 kills there right at the end, and just sort of clinched the rest of the game for them. So well played there. And that was a very close match, considering the Hanamura looked a little bit one-sided.
Oh, definitely. I'm really glad they pulled it back, and I think they did. The better team won on that map. They played very well. I'd have to say, Lilo is very aggressive, a very aggressive player. But when it pays off, man, does it pay off. Like you said, that huge Death Blossom at the end there, really securing the point for them and letting them equal out the score.
And Fighter looking good on the Tracer as well. Like, Fighter's been playing at a really solid, like, Fighter looks genuinely good. Like, I'm impressed. I was expecting the pros to really start to stand out here, but Fighter has been looking like the one who's been making those clutch plays. And of course, he's the DPS. He is sort of the DPS player, so he's naturally going to look really, really solid. It looks like actually we're going straight to map 3 as well, which is absolutely lovely. We're going to have this introduction video, of course. This is at a live comics convention, so there might be people in the audience who don't quite know what Overwatch is, so this is just going to explain it to them with sort of Tracer showing off the control point. This is a hybrid map. And with what we've seen actually with like Hanamura being a complete whole for one team, like taking this control point could be actually a little bit difficult.
It's excellent. And also we're seeing all the map types played out here apart from control, but we've gone from 2-point capture to payload to a hybrid map. Could argue that payload and hybrid are the same thing, but I think the objective A difference does make a
I think it makes
difference
a
to the way you
huge
play the game
difference,
out.
especially with the time bank system. Like I would agree that they're very, very similar before time bank came in, but now that time bank is in, it's it's one of the map types that you can draw now. It's one of the map types you can fail at taking. It's not just going to come down to pure distance. It's going to come down to can you actually take this first point. And Numbani is actually a really difficult map to assault properly. Like, it's very, very easy to get bogged down and try the same thing over and over and over again. Goodness knows I've played ranked games where people try the same thing over and over and over and over again, frustratingly, and lose to the same reasons. Guess what the definition of insanity is? And yeah, it's going to be interesting to see, can these teams sort of change their approach, make sure the playstyle is proper, make sure the playstyle is apt for it? And I can't wait to see how they're going to handle this. We can see it looks like they've started their picks already, and I'm actually surprised to see that they're not running a dive comp on the offensive. You usually see a Winston, for example. You usually actually used to see Winston Diva rather than running a Reinhardt as well if you're going super aggressive. But it looks like they're just running the Beyblade comp with the Reaper, with the Ana, and with the Lucio, trying to get that nano boost onto the Reaper. 300 damage per second when he fires off a Death Blossom around him. It's absolutely insane damage. So looks like they're going to be trying to run that, and looks like they're going to be trying to go straight through the middle.
They've also got Fighter on the Tracer, who has shown himself to be a very effective carry. Let's see if he can do it again. Now, on the defensive side, we have got Cez on McCree. Freaky Ricky is now picking up the Mei. We've got Manzo on Lucio, Dalasar on the Reinhardt, Hobbit on Ana, and of course Hal is sticking to his Zarya.
Yeah, and just to quickly run through the offensive team, just to make sure everyone is on the same page. Pool 900 on the Lucio once more. Fighter on the Tracer. Cyranox on Ana. Lilo on Reaper. Midna on the Reinhardt. And Cabal on the Roadhog here. And actually, I'm really worried for this sort of, straight through the middle approach. When you're running into a Mei on Numbani, like you can see, Freaky Ricky is just waiting, biding his time. If someone steps too far forward, he's going to isolate them. It's an easy charge for Dalasar to get a quick kill. It's a very easy way to lose people very quickly. But it looks like, no, Cez actually getting Cabal off. And where is Cez? Like, I can't see where Cez is relative to position right now, but that's actually nice shooting from him. Getting a quick kill on that Roadhog, that's going to give him a nice chunk of ultimate charge as well. And when a McCree has got a lot of ultimate charge, it looks like, yeah, they're trying to approach from the bottom as well. Lilo comes around the flank, gets rid of Cez, so that's one DPS down. Lilo now actually going super aggressive, but has bought them enough space to start going through the front. Midna with a clutch. Earthshadow will drag Hal off the map as well. Both of them going over the edge. That's just what I want to see. But the Earthshadow also knocked Manzo off as well with that charge. So Midna getting huge kills. Holy moly, Midna. He really wanted to get rid of that other pro, but Lilo dealing so much damage right now, does get off the point, doesn't have the ability to heal, will just rifle him away. There goes the nano boost. Can Dalasar find the damage? Cabal's going to go down first. And it looks like they have managed to score that point with that nano boost, just giving enough tankiness and durability to fight against the enemy Reinhardt. Now he's going up against a pro Reinhardt. He has to be a little bit careful. It does give him a nice wave. That's what I'd like to see when you're Reinhardt versus Reinhardt. You want to play those mind games. There's a bomb, brings him nice to low, gets knocked back, but there's no finish up damage, and Anna's just pumping healing into it and keeping it alive. Midna dropping dangerously low, will go down. This is looking really good for the defensive team at the moment.
Excellent. Lilo blew that wide open with a very aggressive play by flanking into the back, opening it up, allowing Midna to get that charge with a double kill, sacrificing himself for it. But they're coming back in, and the play just didn't stop, although we do seem to be resetting about now. No, Lilo's carrying on the aggression.
So aggressive, and gets punished for it. It can work, right? I mean, he managed to get a good kill onto Cez earlier, but when the enemy team starts expecting it, like we saw Freaky Ricky could see where Lilo was, and I think at that time you cut your losses and you try and get out, because the enemy team spotted you, they're going to be looking for you, and then you're fighting 1 versus 6, and they're going to get a good kill out of the back of it. And Freaky Ricky can just go back and sort of start shelling away, and the rest of his team can't run in to support him at the moment because they've got to be aware of that Mei wall. It's so clutch here, it's so difficult to push in. It looks like they managed to sneak in through the bottom. Hal, though, sitting ready with a Graviton Surge.
I think with that Graviton Surge available, they're pretty safe at the moment. They've got no counter ults apart from maybe an Earth Shatter, which gets dropped right now with an Ana boosted Reinhardt coming in, and he uses the Graviton Surge to try and counter it.
This is a combo I love to see. Graviton Surge plus Blizzard coming out does manage to stun everyone up in the point, and Hal just gets a quadra kill, cleaning everything up there on the point, buying them even more time for the defenders to come in. One thing about Numbani is normally at the start of a map, the attacking team has a big advantage in terms of spawn times, but on Numbani it's actually a little bit more even. It's very difficult to reinforce this map. Hobbit gets a good kill on Cabal there. Cabal just poking out a little bit too over eagerly, and that's actually going to stagger the spawns even more, so it's going to be really hard for them to push in right now. You've got to be so careful when you're poking without that Reinhardt. The wall does come up, doesn't catch anyone, but I think it's going to have enough time to come back very soon.
Do you think they should be waiting for the Roadhog to come back, or should they be pushing in like they are now?
I think the results are starting to speak for themselves. And Fighter actually coming in the back with a nano boost, and the High Noon gets 2 kills. beautifully done from him there. Hal goes down. Fighter just cleaning up right now. There's Blizzard buying them a little bit more time, though. He actually catches 2 people in the Blizzard. This is easy kills for Freaky Ricky. Freaky Ricky gets a double kill, but Kamal putting the stop to that, and they're actually capping the point. They needed that win because there's only 30 seconds left on the clock to give themselves a really nice advantage there. They do start to come back. Can they contest the point, though, is the question. Says coming in with that, but no, Midna says no, puts down the Earth Shatter. Should put an end to that. They should be able to cap a lot of this. No, Midna misses the charge. Midna, you're out of position now. You're a little bit stuck, and Dallas starts cleaning up.
That almost looked like they were going to cap the point. I really thought they had turned that around, but it looks like they just couldn't quite hold it. And I don't think they're going to get anyone back on point before this clock ticks down. So that is going to be a no cap for round one.
Maybe a full hold.
They are back on.
Oh, no, but there's the graviton surge. That's going to put an end to any of that nonsense, I think. I don't think Hal wants to lose anymore. I think Hal is playing this as hard as he can, although I did like Midna charging Hal off the map. That to me is going to be, like, that's a highlight moment too, where the pro goes, I know you, I'm going to sacrifice my own life, get rid of you, and he killed a Lucio on the way with his charge. So it feels pretty good, and that must have felt really nice.
Well, I do think kill the pro, win the game could be the way to be winning these games here. As soon as Hal went down, that was when they looked like they had their best chance of capturing the point. But sadly, they did not quite get on there.
I've got to say, they had a really good chance when they managed to sneak Fighter around the back, get a nano boost on him, and get him high nooning. You think he killed 2 people with that high noon. That's actually, again, I am blown away the fact that they are playing strategically. These teams have just met each other. They're 5 people from the show floor, and 1 pro, and they're playing strategically. They're playing comps. They're playing actual full team lineups. Although it looks like right now things might be getting crazy, as I see Hobbit on Widowmaker, Freaky Ricky taking up the Junkrat. So we're seeing different picks. Cess picking up the Hanzo. This is interesting.
It looks like they're starting to have a bit of fun with this. We'll see how this goes. Maybe they're just a little bit overconfident, as they know they only need to hold the first objective here. They only need to capture the first objective here to secure the win, which means they've got some time to have a bit of fun.
I imagine they might be changing. Yeah, they're going to change it up, unfortunately. I was secretly hoping. I really want to see a Widowmaker. I really want to see someone play Widowmaker. I really want to see one of the pros play Widowmaker and just show these people from the convention the definition of true terror when you're playing up against someone who can hit pretty much every headshot that you give them. It's really, really scary. It's interesting to see actually Freaky Ricky might be staying on this Junkrat on offense on Numbani. He can shell out a lot of damage.
The Junkrat could be a good pick, especially if they're all coming through that high ground that everyone likes to go through up this way. It's a very small confined space that if he can throw his grenades into, he's going to do a lot of damage and maybe even get some easy picks.
One thing that's also interesting to note is on the defense they are not running a Zarya at all. Instead opting for that Roadhog, so we'll be just spamming out a lot of damage with that. It looks like they have changed it up a bit, so they're not going with a Junkrat actually. Oh, that's actually a really good fire strike coming out of Midna very early there. You can see he's on 40% ultimate charge already. Big advantage for him managing to catch that and actually getting a huge amount of damage there. Freaky Ricky not staying on the Junkrat, unfortunately going for the Winston. Looks like they're going to try and go up the main road. There is a split off happening. Dallasar caught out a little bit because he is Reinhardt. He just brings his shield up. Fighter getting a lot of good damage done, but they're already on the point here. Hal already getting the damage that he wants to out at the moment. They're just starting to engage. Midna though takes out Hobbit very early, so Anna will not be a part of this engage. Anna will not be building ultimate. That's actually a huge loss there coming out of the first fight if they don't manage to take this point. But the only thing they need to do is take this point. So they have all the time in the world. I reckon they're just going to build up all their ultimates. And even if they lose this fight, they can take it slow, take it steady, build up their ultimates, and then just take it in a really decisive fashion.
Definitely, and that could be their game plan here. That was a very scrappy fight, but it does go in the favor of the defending team. So they do get another chance to hold and keep themselves in this game.
So how are they preparing for this right now? We do see ultimates coming online for the red team, which is Squadra Blue. Anytime we refer to them with their team color, we will say Squadra beforehand, just to I think, make it a little bit clearer, and just to show that the English can't speak Italian at all.
Yeah, Squadra Blue, mate. It's all good. Let's go.
It looks like they're actually going through the lower ground at the moment, so starting to push in here. There's a high noon coming out of Fighter. No one's in position to try and stop him. Winston tries. Hobbit goes down once again, though. That Anna dropping super early. Freaky Ricky does take Fighter out. Lilo actually cleaning up on the point as well. Here comes the nano boosted Midna swinging away. Gets all the damage he wants. This is looking so solid right now for the defending team. They've just cleaned up no problem, but they use quite a lot of resources there to do it. So they used the high noon. I think they also might have used Blizzard there. I think Blizzard actually might have come out last fight, and they used the nano boost. So can they set up for this next fight is a big question. Squadra Bianco is going to have all 6 of their ultimates. If they can make this work, they get a good graviton surge, which is fairly easy on Numbani, and Hal's been hitting them so far. I think they can take this in one single fight.
They could do. This could be where this all ends here and now. However, they have the defending side have got an Earth Shatter ready, and they will likely have a whole hog as well. Let's see what happens.
There's the gravitational surge coming down. Earthshadow actually managed to catch people down. Midna chucks in, but there's the Earthshadow. There's a counter. Earthshadow coming out of Dalasar, and he's dealing so much damage here, just swinging away. Manages to stun 3 people, killing even more. Trying to hunt down this Lucio. Lucio goes back for more. He actually runs forward and runs towards this poor Reinhardt. He's just going to swing away, get rid of it. Waves hello, and they have managed to catch at this point. There's no chance of them coming back, and they have won. They have managed to make it through to the semi-final here, taking it in pretty decisive fashion, and actually coming back as well in a really big way. Like, we thought that they were going to struggle after Hanamura.
Yeah, that was a decisive victory for them there. I felt so sorry for that Lucio at the end. He got swatted like a fly out of the air just to add insult to injury.
I suppose there's not much you can do in that situation. You know, you either run from the Reinhardt and lose the game, or you try and get back to the point and stall it and hope that someone from the team comes back. Midna picking up play of the game. Please be the environmental kill of the Lucio plus the suicide charge.
Oh,
yes, it is. And Lucio goes off the edge as well. That's what I want to see. Pros fighting pros and getting incidental kills in the way. That poor Lucio was just collateral damage. Holy moly, Midna. He went out with a vendetta there. There's no way you're stopping that.
Wow, well, that was an exciting game, and let's hope that the next round can offer just as much as that did.